Well, I've got the rear out of the back of my truck to the 34 Chevy pickup truck finally. Uh, Let me give you a look and we'll see what we can work with. All right, here you go. I'm working with a 34 Chevy pickup truck. This rear here was the one I was giving when I got the truck and parts. And this is a 36 Chevy pickup truck rear. And I wanted to use this because it has hydraulic brakes, because I'm going to hydraulic brakes in this truck instead of the old mechanical brakes, just to make it a little more friendly to drive. But this rear here, which is something I don't think I've ever seen, it sat with water in it, and I guess you can see the gears. If this thing will focus. Yeah, where are they at? Right there. It took, it's a little hard. There you go. See how bad the teeth are? It sat with water in one spot for some reason, probably forever. And it rotted those 3 or 4 teeth completely out. So this rear gear set is not usable. So what I found was another rear. Now, this is the fun part. This rear come out of a 36 Pontiac Coupe that was completely rusted to pieces. You can look at the springs and see just how bad it was. I didn't cut those, they were rotted in two, and the car was rough, but I got a really good deal on the rear. Now, the problem is, it's got the right wheel pattern, and of course the wheel spacing's correct. The difference is the difference between the housing and the end of this. This is 1.25 inches longer than that rear. Now, I was told that will interchange with the old rear that was in this truck. I do not have the old rear, so I have no measurements on the old rear. And I don't know if that's tight, loose, or what when you install it, because this has to slide up into a sleeve, and it's got a yoke on the back of the transmission. The distance between there and the spring package, where the rear bolts to the spring, you know, there's a length it has to be. And I don't even know what that length is, and I've never tried putting this under, and I don't have the springs on the truck yet. So I guess I'm going to have to measure and see, because this rear, I'm going to pull the housing off the back and look at the gears, and if they look good, this rear is getting used somehow, because finding a rear for this thing is a little tough. I tried to find a 36 truck rear, but I had no luck. And this one come up, and it was right down the road, and hey, it's sitting in my yard right now. So this is what I'm going to use somehow, some way. They're not that far off. It is hydraulic, and it's in fairly decent shape as far as not frozen up. This even turns. You can see it. I'm turning the drum. Most of the time they're frozen solid. Those were frozen solid. It took me a day and a half to get the rim, the hub off of it. Brake drum, I should say. A day and a half, because it was frozen solid, and I did not want to destroy the drum to get it off. That would have been the easy way. So I just kept on working with it until I got it off. So I guess I'm gonna have to put the springs under the truck and then do some more measuring. See if I can get a distance from here, the center, to there, and see if that one was close or this one's close, or if neither one's close, or whatever. And distance, you know, it's getting a little funny when you start moving around with parts. You know, changing parts from one car to another. So I guess we're just going to have to see, but I'm glad I do have this rear. At least that means that was the biggest part of this puzzle that I did not have. And you know, I've been waiting about 6 months to try to find a rear. Not that I was in a hurry for it. I don't even have wheels for this thing yet, but it was nice to have the part here, so when I did want to work on something, I could. So this is it. I even thought once to take the rear out of this and say okay, but I decided not to mess with this truck. She's gonna be a jewel one day. As soon as I get about 20 minutes to work on it and another hour to finish it. And she's gonna be just fine. This is what I'm gonna make a rat rod out of. And yeah, I'm just gonna throw a whole bunch of whatnot I got in there. I'm not gonna do any cosmetics. I'm not gonna do anything crazy other than really crazy stuff. So this ought to be a hoot. This is what I'm building for my wife. She said, I want a truck. I said, okay, I'll spend a lot of time and I'll find you a really nice one. And this is her truck. When I get through with it, she might be scared. But we'll see. We'll see just how bad it's going to be. She's an old Chevy truck, and she's a nice one. Yes, goody. I can't wait. All right, so this is what we're doing. And I don't know what else to talk about here. All this stuff is just, I'm jumping around right now because I'm waiting for the weather to get just a little bit better so I can go in and paint that thing, because it's still 50, not even 60 degrees out here yet. So I'm just piddling with this and that. So I'm going to get back to doing this and that, and then I'll show you all something a little bit later that nobody really gives a hoot and a holler about. All right, I'll see y'all later then.